are people on both sides, so the questions can be heard, and Freddie will be up here. Okay, Freddie, come on up.
Hello, everyone. Well, we know everything. I think the fight's here. I'm ready to go. My guy's ready to go. The only thing I thought, it was disrespectful that Floyd Sr. didn't get to speak yesterday, but that's not my choice. But if you have any questions, just have at it.
Freddie, is this a must-win fight for you and for Manny, and if yes, why?
Well, it'd be a great fight to win. It's something we trained real hard for. I'm not so sure it's a must-fight win. I don't think our careers are over if we do lose against a good fighter like Mayweather. This is two of the best fighters fighting each other. It's big for both guys. So, but it's not a must-fight win. No.
Freddie, playing off that question a little bit in terms of how much you wanted this, thought about this. If it doesn't go your way, do you think 5-10 years, whenever it's over for you, you'll look back and there won't be a hinge of disappointment or regret that you couldn't get this guy?
Well, I've been training Manny for this opponent for 5 years. I've been studying this guy for 5 years. I know a lot about him. I think we've covered all bases. I think I've got Manny with a winning formula, and I do think we will win this fight. But it would be, disappointing, yes. But again, to lose to an undefeated fighter like this, there's no shame.
Hey, Freddie, over here. I think conventional wisdom, most people seem to think that Mayweather is a favorite, obviously. They think he's going to win. What are people, do you think, getting wrong?
Well, he's a good fighter, but he's kind of picked his own opponents the whole time. He's picked and chose who he wants to fight. I don't feel like he's really picked this one. I don't really think he wants to fight us in this fight. I think he was forced to fight this fight with, Showtime, and the deal they had with him. Was losing money, and they needed a big fight like this. And I think it wasn't a choice. I think he was forced by Showtime to fight this fight with the deal he had with them.
Freddie, are you at this point, are you insulating Manny from everybody? And what are your plans for him and for you today and tomorrow, the last 2 days before the fight?
Manny wanted to jog a little bit this morning, so I gave him the okay. And so he had a very light run at the track, and he half run, half walk, just real easy. And he does want to work out today. He wants to shake out with me in the gym today and have a little workout, break a little sweat. He was down to 144 yesterday, so I told him, eat a good meal. Let's not, I said, but the workout today is not going to be too heavy. So, but then after that, he's going to have breakfast tomorrow and then get on the scale.
Freddie. Freddie.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. Your fight with Parkinson's has been well documented. How is that going, and what advice would you give to those who have that and how to live and manage their lives moving forward?
Well, the first thing is not to lay down and die. Work every day. Just hand-eye coordination exercises do well for me. I have a new neurologist, and he's working out pretty good. Dr. Sumsky from Cedars-Sinai, and he's got me on some new medications. And I haven't shooken in over 6 months, so things are going well.
Freddie, I'm over here.
I missed you yesterday. I hope everything's okay.
Fine, I think. I wondered, do you have anything in particular that you would like to bring up at the rules meeting today?
I'm going to bring up the glove selection. Our gloves were selected a couple days ago. We turned ours in. I don't even know if his are in yet. The commissioner did set a date, and they've long passed their due.
What about the conduct of the fight? Anything about it?
No, I think everything's going okay. I think we have a great referee. I think we have some good judges, people that I'm familiar with a lot of my life. I think the referee is a good referee. I don't think he has any room for mistake either with this big crowd. This is the biggest fight ever. I think he'll give us a fairer call, and I trust this will happen.
Nothing about warnings for either fighter?
Well, the thing is, with the elbows and the shoulders, I'm gonna, address that in the dressing room, and he's gonna sure warn Mayweather about that. Will he let him get away with it? I'm not sure, but if he does let him get away with it, we are well prepared to counter that. Manny's been taught how to handle that deal, and if the referee doesn't like what Manny does back, the guy's trying to foul me. That's his only complaint.
Thank you, Freddie. Freddie, over here on your right here. Can you just talk a little bit? I'm reading quotes where you use the word, with Floyd Mayweather Sr., you hate that guy, the family, and so forth. Can you expand a little bit on that?
I really don't hate Floyd Mayweather Sr. He just, his poems are, they're cute, but, I don't like cute so much from another guy. But, the thing is, he doesn't get under my skin at all. He's just, he's trying to do the best job he can, and I'm trying to do the best job I can. And there's no hard feelings, but I was really felt bad for him not being able to sit at the dais and not be able to speak. I think that was wrong, but I got to speak, why didn't he? So I don't think they were fair.
Then just to follow up on that, if you can, just a little more about Floyd seems subdued for this promotion, especially this week. Expound a little bit more on what you think Floyd might be thinking at this point in time.
Well, after the first press conference, I was driving home, and I was thinking, he's not going to show up, because he was just way too nice, and I even tried to get him going by saying, we're going to kick your ass, and no comment back by anybody. I just tried to make him a little more exciting, and so it didn't work, but I said he's much too calm, and I'm driving home, and I'm saying I hope this fight happens. But I think we're too close now. I don't think anyone's pulling out this close.
Okay, Freddie, right here, front and center. Yeah. So the ticket prices for the fight are staggering, and I was wondering, from the very front row all the way to the nosebleeds, and does that fact play a role in your mind where these people demand a lot of actions, and do you think both fighters are going to deliver?
Well, I know my guy's going to deliver. I can't promise you about the Floyd, but he did put a lot of muscle on. Usually he put muscle on to fight. So I hope that's what he chooses to do. I think he's going to come out in the early rounds and try to knock us out, and we're well prepared for that, and I hope that does happen, but I'm not sure. He could run all night, but I have fallen asleep at a couple of his fights before.
Freddie, over here on your right, can you update us on how many random tests Manny has now had, and do you expect to be tested in the next 48 hours before the fight? And the second part of that is, Manny has obviously talked about not enjoying needles just before a fight. Is he over that now?
I think he's over that now. We've been tested in our gym over 12 times this training camp. I hope it's even. I don't know about the other training camp, but I know we've been tested by blood tests over 12 times.
Freddie, you've said this morning that, and continually, that this is a fight that Floyd doesn't want to fight. What do you think he fears about Manny?
I think this is a big step up for him. I think Manny is the first guy that's faster than he is, footwork and hand speed. So I just think it's a tough fight for both guys. But I don't think fighters are scared of each other. That's not part of the sport. We chose this sport. I don't think anyone's really scared. But I just feel this might not be his first choice.
Freddie, have you any concerns that Manny may need a knockout because Floyd would be the favourite to get a decision at the MGM Grand?
No, I really think we can win a 12-round decision here. That's what my game plan is to outscore him. And I think Manny's fast combinations can do that, but if he stays in the pocket too long, he will get hit back. And this is something we have to not do. We worked on it in our entire training camp. So he's well prepared for whatever Floyd brings. If Floyd comes to fight, we're ready for that. If he wants to run, we will cut the ring off.
Freddie, right here to your left. you have had a long career as a trainer. Have you thought about how this fight will affect your legacy as a trainer, depending on success or failure?
A little bit. The thing is, I think I'm as good a coach as anybody, and I take pride in my work, and I hate to lose. And Manny Pacquiao has been really on fire for this training camp. From day one, since this fight was announced, he's been really happy. We've had a great training camp. We've had a lot of fun. We always have fun in training camp because this is not a job. This is what we love to do. This is, it's fun for us, but a lot of that fun comes into serious play also. And we've had a good training camp. Manny really listened very well. We even went back in the dressing room a couple times, and Manny wanted to watch tape with me with a couple of fights. It's the first time in my life that he's ever asked me to do that, and I thought it was very good. So we're on the same page. We know what kind of fight we need to fight, and I think he's going to do it.
And then real quickly, Mike Tyson said yesterday that he believes that Mayweather is, quote, scared of Pacquiao. What is your response to those comments?
Well, Mike knows a lot about boxing. I like Mike. So, yeah, I did get to train him for 2 fights, and it was a great experience. And I'll go with that one.
Floyd made some comments yesterday showing respect for you, for many, for the Filipino fans. Does it show that he's more mature now? Can you sense more respect from his side?
Floyd Jr. has always been nice to me. Every time I walk past him in the hallway, he says, "Hi, Mr. Roach." He's very respectful. I've never had a problem with the fighter. I have had problems with Roger and the father before, but nothing really serious. It's just competitive. I mean, we talk leading up to the fight, but now the fight's here. The trash talk is about over.
Freddie, it's been said in boxing, the body has a memory. Manny has experimented a big knockout versus Marquez. He fought still, but he never faced someone with a big timing like Floyd. Do you think it's an issue for you?
Well, Marquez is a great counterpuncher. He fought us 4 times. He learned a lot about us in those 4 times. I think he's a smarter fighter than anyone else out there, and I think he knew what to do when Manny stepped on his foot during that round. Manny was stepping in for the kill. He stepped on his foot, lost his balance a little bit. I've taught my fighters this the same thing. When somebody steps on your foot, you hit him with the right hand as hard as you can because he's right in front of you, and that's what he did. It worked. I won't say it was lucky. It was well planned. And those things happen. But Manny knows that getting knocked out in this sport is part of the sport. I mean, if you don't think you can get knocked out, you should pick something else. I mean, it's part of life. It's part of a boxer's life to get knocked out. That's why Manny understands it so well, and it doesn't really bother him that much. Going into the hospital after the fight, I said to Manny, I says, "Okay, let's go in the ambulance." He said, "Wait, I have to go to the bathroom first." I says, "Why?" He said, "I have to wash the blood off my face." I said, he knows what's happening. He knew what just happened to him. He was very aware of what happened. He was a little disappointed, but again, he's been knocked out twice before, and again, knockouts are part of our lives.
Freddie, what is your concern about the gloves of Mayweather that you called about that a few days ago? You still concerned with that?
Well, I just asked the commission if both gloves could be weighed, our gloves and their gloves, because their gloves are handmade by Grant, and our gloves are made by a computer system in Mexico with the Folsom and the Reyes. And I just want to make sure that the weight on the gloves were fair. And now his gloves haven't shown up yet. I want to know what they're made of. Half horsehair, half foam, full foam, or all horsehair. So I'm concerned about what they're made of. And they are concerned with mine also. So we've already tested mine, but we haven't had a chance to test his yet. And I'm looking forward to that.
Freddie, I've noticed in the past that on a couple of occasions at least, it has been because of the people in your corners love and emotion for Manny that it could get a little chaotic over there during the course of the fight, to the point where there's a lot of people talking or even crying, at times. Are you actually, because of the significance of this fight, kind of laying down the law to everybody about that?
I am, but it's hard to control because Boo Boy does supposed to repeat what I say in English just to make sure he gets it, and sometimes I'm not sure that's what happens because he talks a lot longer than I do. And then one day against Cotto, Manny went to the ropes and he was laying on the ropes getting hit pretty hard, and he started crying, and I said, wait a minute, I got one guy fighting, doing what I told him not to do, and I got another guy crying. I said, why are you crying? He says, because you told him to get off the ropes, and he's on the ropes. I said, don't worry, we'll take care of that. And Manny's solution to that whole problem was, I want to see how hard he gets. I said, well, I don't know if that's a good idea, but that's what he wanted to do. So he says, I can take his punch, and everything was settled after that. But it does get a little funny sometimes.
Freddie, over here. How concerned were you with how Manny would bounce back from the Marquez knockout loss?
I really wasn't affected. I didn't think he was too affected by that. It was a bad knockout. It was something I was a little worried about. I believe that he laid down for a long time. I was worried. And then when I started talking to him on the way back to the doctor's office and make sure he's checked out and he was okay. And then when I walked into the ambulance, they wanted to get the blood off his face. I thought he was very aware of what just happened. And we had all the tests done by the doctors at the hospital. And when I started back with him in the gym, there was no flaws, no changes, no gun shy. He took it very well. I have no concern about that. When I first met Manny, I said, Manny, can I watch some of your old tapes? He said, sure. He showed me 2 fights where he got knocked out. I said, why did you show me that? He said, that's part of my life. I said, why didn't you show me something good? But that's what I would do. But he wanted to show me the worst parts, and he saved the best parts for later.
Freddie, you've suggested that Floyd is, you think he may not show up or he's afraid. Mike Tyson has backed that up. And then why would you suggest that Floyd will go for a knockout in the early rounds?
Well, that's what I would do. I wouldn't watch the Marquez fight so much about the knockout. I would watch the first knockdown in that fight, and that's what I am going off. That Floyd is saying that Manny got hit by that big overhand right. It was kind of a sucker shot. It's a fight. It's a shot that fighters like him shouldn't get hit with. He pulled away from it. We've worked on a lot on that, but I do think Mayweather will come out with a shot like that because he can punch when he wants to. And the thing is, as a coach, I would advise my fighter to take advantage of it if he could.
Freddie, just to follow up on that comment you made about when you first met Manny and he showed you those tapes, why did you decide to work with somebody who showed you 2 tapes where he got knocked out? That's not the way to go into a job interview.
That's true, but the thing is, after we worked mitts together, I was so impressed with his power and his speed. It took 1 round for me to go over my people and say, wow, this kid can fight. And he went over to his managers and says, we have a new trainer. And we've been together for 15 years now, and it's been a great 15.